Hello friends, my name is Zeenath KJ from Wings Training Solutions. In this video, we're going to talk about verbal analogy, by learning which you can actually help yourselves to crack the verbal section in not only company-specific question papers but also in many competitive examinations. So let's get started. Before we could discuss the questions on verbal analogy, let's talk about the process of solving verbal analogy questions step by step. The first step what I have for all of you is identify the relationship. Remember, verbal analogy is all about relationship. If the question says A is to B, as to C is to what, unless I know the relationship between A and B, I don't think I would be able to proceed with the answer. Why? Because you need to know the connection between A and B first. The second step what I have for you is keep the order in mind. Remember, analogy is not just about identifying the relationship, it is equally about having the order in mind. Because remember, A is to B is not same as B is to A. Why? Because the order is entirely changed. So the answer based on the order of the words also will definitely change. So once you understand the relationship between two words, you need to make sure that you know the order appropriately, and then you have to get into answering to the question. Otherwise, you can end up giving an incorrect answer to any question. The last one what I have is, please make sure you finalize the answer only after going through all the options. Because I've always seen this, people are always in a rush, okay? The moment they come across a question under verbal analogy and they come across ABCD options, the moment they see option A and they feel it is relevant from the perspective of relationship and order, they just go ahead and answer to the question. You have to understand, our job in verbal analogy is not just to get the correct answer to a question, it is equally to get the best answer out of ABCD, which has the perfect relationship as mentioned in the question, plus keeping the order in mind, okay? That's why please do not rush while answering to questions in verbal analogy. Now let's take up some questions and see whether we would be able to solve them or not. Scissors is to cloth as scythe is to what? Now let's understand the relationship over here. Scissors is actually a tool which is used to cut cloth. Likewise, now you can easily guess, scythe also has to be a tool which is used to cut what is the question what we are actually looking for. So the answer has to be definitely grass, because scythe is actually a tool which kind of looks like this. People tend to use that to cut grass, okay? People who are into gardening, or maybe at least if you have a garden at home, you would know, you would have seen this tool being used to cut the grass, okay? So the answer to this question has to be grass. Let's go to the next question. Wax is to wane as zenith is to what? Friends, wax means to grow stronger and wane means to grow weaker. Okay, so what's the relationship here? Wax and wane are antonyms. Okay, so as wane is the antonym of wax, what is the antonym of zenith? Is the answer what we are looking for over here. If you do not know by any chance the meaning of the word zenith, zenith means the height or the peak of success or in any situation, okay? So whatever has to be the answer out of ABCD, definitely it has to be something which is the lowest point in a situation or in terms of achieving success, okay? So the answer is neither. Neither means the lowest bottom or the lowest point in a situation. Let's go to the next question. Bull is to Draught as cow is to what? I think very easy question if you ask me. Friends, bull is a draught animal. That's the connection. Likewise, cow is what kind of animal? Is it a farm animal, fodder animal, milch animal, livestock animal? Okay. If you just use your common sense, you can easily get to know the answer. The answer has to be option C, because milch means to milk. Okay, to milk. Cow is an animal which is used as a milking animal, like how bull is a draught animal. So the answer has to be option C. Mirror is to reflection as water is to what? Friends, usually when the light falls on mirror, it actually creates reflection. Likewise, when the light falls on water, it creates refraction. This is based on basic science. I'm sure this wouldn't be a very difficult question for those who have been very, very good at science. I don't think you need to be an expert in science to answer to a very simple question like this. Okay. Expel is to school as blank is to blank. So far what we saw was just finding out the last word in the second pair. Right now, based on the first pair, you have to find out another pair. Okay, slightly difficult but not impossible to answer for sure. Expel is to school. So what's the connection? When you're thrown out of a school, it's actually called expel. She was expelled from the school. I was expelled from college. Okay, so when you're thrown out of a school, which is a kind of institution, definitely it's called expelled. Likewise, the answer to this question definitely has to be exile is to nation, because when you're thrown out of the nation, it's actually called exile. So the answer has to be option B. Distill is to whiskey as brew is to what? Friends, distilling is the process of making whiskey. Likewise, brewing is the process of making what? Definitely you would know the answer to this question. The answer is beer. The process of making beer is actually called brewing. Squint is to eye as squeeze is to what? If you squint your eyes, yes, you can actually squint your eyes. Squinting is connected to eyes, which is a body part. Likewise, squeezing is connected to which body part is the question what they're asking. You never squeeze your tongue or cloth or throat. The only body part what you use to squeeze is your hands. You always squeeze your hands. We do that, right? So the answer has to be option D. Misogamy is to marriage as misogyny is to what? Friends, misogamy comes from two different root words. Mis means hate, gamy means wedding. So basically misogamy means the concept of hatred towards wedding. If you are a person who doesn't believe in the concept of wedding, you can call yourself as misogamist. Okay, so as misogamy is connected to wedding, misogyny is actually connected to what is the question. If you would have watched our videos on root words, it's very easy to guess the answer. Friends, mis again means hate. Gyn, G-Y-N, gyn is a root word which actually stands for woman or women. So misogyny is actually connected to women. The answer to this question has to be option B. Errata is to books. Likewise, flaws is to what? If you commit a mistake in a book, it's actually called errata. Likewise, if you commit a mistake in what is actually called flaws is the question what we have over here. Usually, whenever you commit a mistake while making anything out of metals, it's usually called floss. Okay, maybe you're using gold or silver or copper and you're making something out of that. Whether you're making utensils or ornament, doesn't matter. So when you make a mistake while making something out of metals, it's actually called floss. So the correct answer has to be option B, metals. All right, let's go to the next question. Breeze is to cyclone as drizzle is to what? See, breeze is the mild version of cyclone, which is the extreme version. Both of them are connected to wind. Likewise, drizzle is actually connected to what? It's connected to rain, right? So what is the extreme version of drizzle? That has to be downpour. When it rains cats and dogs, it's actually called downpour. Sometimes it rains so heavily, so you always say there has been a downpour in Bangalore since 3 days. Okay, it's been downpouring since 1 week in Mumbai. Okay, so the answer to this question has to be downpour. Vegetable is to chop as body is to what? The process of cutting vegetable is actually called chopping. So if you cut a body, what is the exact word you tend to use is the question what we are looking at. If you are a person who has been through any kind of operation, or at least you have seen someone in your family going under any operation, you would know this. It's actually called as amputate. Her leg was amputated in the operation. So when you cut a body part, is actually called amputate. Coherent is to consistent. What is the connection? Friends, coherent and consistent are synonyms. You have to look for a synonym for irate. Irate is a very simple word. If you do not know, it's time for you to learn that from the video. Irate actually means to angry. Hey, stop irating me. So the answer has to be option A. Chromite is to chromium as ilmenite is to what? Chromite is an ore which actually contains chromium. Likewise, ilmenite is another ore which contains what? Another basic science question. Friends, ilmenite actually consists of two factors, that is iron and titanium. Okay. Unfortunately, out of A, B, C, D, we don't have iron, but we definitely have titanium. So the answer to this question has to be option D, titanium. Hill is to mountain as stream is to what? Hill is the smaller version of mountain, which is the bigger version. In fact, it's a huge version, right? Likewise, stream is the smaller version of bigger version what? I think it's very easy to answer this question. The answer has to be river, because friends, glacier actually means mass snow moving slowly, getting dissolved very gradually. Okay, avalanche actually means you must have watched this in many movies, where the snow all of a sudden from the mountain starts kind of pushing itself down. Okay, sometimes it's extremely dangerous. That's exactly, it's called avalanche. So both are not connected to water, it's actually connected to snow or ice. So the answer has to be river. Friends, that's all I've got for all of you in this video. I'm gonna be back very soon with another video. Until I'm gonna be back, please take a great care of yourself and have an amazing time ahead. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe.